This election is an election between me and a guy named Trump. This is a guy who called Latinos criminal, drug dealers, and rapists.
They're rapists. They're rapists.
Now he says immigrants are poisoning the blood of our country.
They're poisoning the blood of our country.
What the hell is he talking about?
Well, that was first on CBS, an exclusive look at the Biden campaign's newest ad specifically targeting Latino voters. This ad comes as the president ramps up his Latino outreach and looks to sharpen his attacks on former President Donald Trump. While the Latino vote has traditionally leaned Democratic, those voters have been key to recent Republican victories in South Texas and South Florida. CBS News political director Fin Gómez joins us now from Washington. Hey there, Fin. So give us the scope of the Biden campaign's outreach to Latino voters.
Yeah, Lana, so this is part of the new $30 million ad buy that the Biden-Harris campaign announced in conjunction with the president's Western swing this past week. If you recall, Lana, he went to Arizona and Nevada and Texas, in those first two states, two critical states in this general election. In both those states, about 30% of the population, respectively, are Latino voters. And they were crucial, if you recall, in that 2020 coalition that Biden needed to win in that respect of election. So this scope is wide, and this ad buy has been described as aggressive to courting this crucial voting bloc that Biden needs to win in just about 6 months from now.
Well, and Finn, I want to follow up with you on that because recent CBS News polling finds that Biden's support among Hispanic voters is down 12 points from 2020. Are those voters shifting their support to Trump, or are they just not planning on voting?
Yeah, you're absolutely right that there has been some erosion. There has been some decrease if you look at those polling numbers from those 2020 numbers of Latino support for Biden. Now, those Latino voters, and that's the big question, Lana, will they go to Trump or will they, maybe sit at home and not vote? However, there is at least 36 million eligible voters this time around. That's about double since 2008. And about 4 times, and about 4 million more since 2020, and that's Latino voters who were eligible to vote in November. There is the Republicans and the Trump campaign have said emphatically that they're making their own aggressive courting of the Hispanic vote, and they believe, if you look at some of those polling numbers in those critical battleground states, that they have made these big inroads and they can appeal. They will not win the majority. They don't expect to win the majority of Latino voters, but if they can appeal enough, that's enough for them to win in states like Arizona and perhaps Nevada, where those margins were so small. If you recall, in Arizona in 2020, it was only about a 10,000 vote margin difference in that win for Biden, and that was the first time in 24 years that a Democrat had won the Grand Canyon state.
Well, Finn, obviously no group is a monolith. That's, of course, true of Hispanic voters. But the campaigns are specifically targeting Latino voters in their efforts. Talk to us just in the moments that remain about what the Trump campaign's outreach looks like.
Well, right now, I spoke to some top Trump campaign officials, and they say that they do expect to make some targeted efforts to appeal to Hispanic voters, to Latino voters. But as of right now, if you compare both campaigns, there really is a pretty stark difference. The Biden campaign is spending $30 million. That's on top of $25 million they have spent on Spanish, Spanglish, and English ads that targeted Latino voters. And really, on the Trump campaign, they've really just sort of recycled a campaign ad from 2020. There isn't really that infrastructure that you see on the Democratic side that Trump has. So as of right now, there is a disadvantage in courting the Latino vote if you're comparing and contrasting those two campaigns. But the Trump campaign tells me they have 6-7 months to go until November, and they feel that they can make those inroads in these critical battleground states.
Well, real quick, in which states are Latino voters going to have the most influence?
Now, Arizona and Nevada, probably the biggest and most significant of those states, of those 7 battleground states that CBS has assessed as battleground states. However, one of the biggest surprises, if you look at those battleground states, is like places like Wisconsin, places like North Carolina, where there's been a historic growth in Latino population and eligible voters. Lana.
Maybe a bit surprising to folks to hear that. Fin Gómez, thank you.
Thank you.